Hello everyone, a very warm good morning and welcome to today's class. As always, let's start the class with a good wisdom quote from Lord Buddha. Thought for the day. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work and learning from failure. I repeat the thought. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work and learning from failure. The meaning of this quote is pretty self-explanatory. There are a lot of roads to success, but none is easy. You can only achieve success with hard work, dedication, concentration and of course learning to stand up whenever you fall. Failure is part of the journey. You will be able to appreciate the sweet taste of success only if you try the bitter taste of failure. Well students, the lesson we are currently reading is Lesson 10, The Sermon at Benares by Betty Renshaw from your English textbook, First Flight. We have already completed 2 parts. Today we will be continuing with the third part. So far we have learned that this lesson is the story about a woman named Kissa Goswami. This story is about a moral lesson that Gautama Buddha gave to a grief-stricken woman, Kissa Goswami. She had lost her only son. Carrying the dead child, she came to Lord Buddha. She needed the medicine to cure her son. The Buddha asked her to bring a handful of mustard seed from a house where no one had lost a child, husband, parent or friend. Kissa Goswami didn't find a house where some beloved one had not died in it. Well children, let's read the rest of the lesson to know the rest of the story. Kissa Goswami became very weary and hopeless and sat down at the wayside watching the lights of the city as they flickered up and were extinguished again. Kissa Goswami, she became very weary, she became tired, extremely tired, very tired and hopeless. She lost all her hopes and sat down at the wayside. Tired and hopeless, she sat down by the side of the road. She watched the lights of the city. What did she see? She saw the lights flickered up and were extinguished again. Lights flickered up, lights burned unsteadily for some time and all lights were extinguished. At last, the darkness of the night reigned everywhere. When all the lights were extinguished, there was complete darkness. There was darkness all around. And she considered the fate of men, that their lights flicker up and are extinguished again. She, after deep recollection, she understood that human lives are also like those city lights. Their lives flicker up for some time and are extinguished. Their lives, they live for some time and finally they all die. And she thought to herself, how selfish am I in my grief? She understood that she had been very selfish in her grief. Her grief, her sorrow had made her very selfish. She understood that she had become selfish because of her sorrow. Death is common to all. So it did not only happen to my child, it is common to all. Everyone born on this earth must die one day. So death is not partial, it is common to all. Yet in this valley of desolation, in this sorrowful world, in this grief-stricken world, there is a path. So this world is full of sorrow. This world, this earth, human lives are full of sorrow, afflicted with death, afflicted with sorrow. But in this valley of desolation, in this sad place, there is a path that leads to immortality. To go to immortality, there is a way. What is that way? You have to surrender all your selfishness. Who has surrendered all selfishness? Who is not selfish? Those who are very selfless, only those person will be able to walk the path of immortality. The Buddha said, the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief and combined with pain. The Buddha, according to Buddha, the life of human beings on this earth is combined with what? Pain, combined with pain, full of pain, miserable. Human lives on this earth are miserable. The life of human beings on this earth is miserable. It is also troubled, disturbed, full of disturbances from all over, and brief, very short. For there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. Those people born, can they avoid dying? They cannot avoid dying. There is no way to avoid death. There is no way to prevent death. After reaching old age, there is death. That is the ultimate truth. So, for there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid death. Those who have been born cannot avoid death. After reaching old age, there is death. Of such a nature are living beings. Living beings are such a nature. This is a pathetic thing. As ripe fruits are early in danger of falling, so mortals when born are always in danger of death. Just as ripe fruits fall faster, same way mortals are always in danger. They are in danger of death. Death may come at any time, anyway, as all earthen vessels made by the potter end in being broken. The end of earthen vessels, what is the end of earthen vessels made by the potter? They all break and thus their lives are over. Earthen vessels break. When the earthen vessels break, their life is over. So is the life of mortals. Same way. So the life of mortals is like the life of earthen vessels on this earth. Earthen vessels, they end their lives by breaking. Same way human beings end their lives when they die. So death ends their life on this earth. Both young and adult, both those who are fools and those who are wise, all fall into the power of death. All are subjected to death. So these sentences tell you who dies, who all are subjected to death. Who all are subjected to death? Only old people or only young children? Only animals die, human beings will live forever? No, it's not like that. Both young and adult, all will die. Young people die, adult people die, both those who are fools and those who are wise. Foolish people die, those who are wise. Intelligent people also die. Whether you are foolish or intelligent or rich or poor, whatever you are, you will die one day. All fall into the power of death. Death is so powerful. So death conquers all people. Death conquers the rich, the poor, the sad, the happy, the young, the old, the fools, the intelligent, everyone. Death conquers all. All are subjected to death. All people, all living beings die one day. Of those who, overcome by death, depart from life, a father cannot save his son, nor kinsmen their relations. So, those people overcome by death, that is, death overcomes all people. When death overcomes people, when death overcomes us, can a father save a son? It is not possible for a father to save his son. Can kinsmen save their relatives? It is not possible to save their relatives. By kinsmen cannot save their relatives, because death comes unexpectedly and death is inevitable. Everyone, today or tomorrow, if not today, tomorrow, everyone must die. Mark, listen, while relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply, one by one mortals are carried off, like an ox that is led to the slaughter. Just as an ox is being led to the slaughterhouse in order to kill it, an ox is being led to the slaughterhouse is the place where the animal is killed. So just as an ox is being led to the slaughter, the same way when all relatives are looking on and lamenting, grieving, what does death do? Death carries all mortals off. Death carries the mortals. Death carries or death conquers the mortals. People die. So the lamenting of relatives cannot stop death from taking the victim. So the world is afflicted with death and decay. What is this world suffering from? Two serious problems. One problem is death, the other problem is decay. The world is afflicted with what? Death and decay, suffering from death and decay. Therefore, the wise do not grieve, knowing the terms of the world. The wise people, the intelligent people know that the cycle of birth and death is nature's way of working. They will not grieve the death of someone because they know the terms of the world. Not from weeping nor from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. If you grieve or if you weep, you are not going to get any peace of mind. In order to get a peace of mind, you should not grieve or weep. On the contrary, what should you do? On the contrary, his pain will be greater and his body will suffer. If you grieve or if you lament, if you weep, what will happen? You will not get any peace of mind, but instead you will become sick. Your body will be suffering. Your pain will increase and your body will be suffering. He will make himself sick and pale. Those who grieve a lot, what will happen to him finally? He will become sick and pale. Yet the dead are not saved by his lamentation. So the people lamenting, they will become sick. They will become sick and pale. But will their lamenting recover or revive the dead? It is not possible. However you grieve, you cannot revive the dead persons. He who seeks peace should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. So if you want peace at heart, what should you do? You have to draw out the arrow of lamentation, complaint and grief. You have to draw out 3 arrows. You have to draw out the arrow of lamentation, grief and complaint. You have to overcome your lamentation. You have to overcome your complaint. Overcome your grief. You have to forget your grief. You have to forget your lamentation. You have to overcome, beat lamentation, complaint and grief. You have to overcome all these problems. He who has drawn out the arrow and has become composed will obtain peace of mind. Who will obtain peace of mind? One who has overcome grief. One who has overcome sorrow will definitely obtain peace of mind, will get peace of mind. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow. What will happen to a person who has overcome all sorrow? His life will be free of sorrow. There will be no sorrow in his life and he will be blessed. So, what is the main idea of the lesson we have learnt? The lesson, I think all of you remember the name of the lesson, The Sermon at Benares by Betty Renshaw. So, what is the main idea? Well, this sermon reflects Buddha's wisdom about the inscrutable kind of suffering, that is death. What is the inscrutable kind of suffering? Death. Death is the ultimate kind of truth. Every creature who is born must die one day. Therefore, we have to learn to control our sorrow. Only then we will have peace of mind. So this is what Lord Buddha tells us through this sermon at Benares. Hope everyone enjoyed this lesson. Thank you.